lubricate my throat when I tap into this. Okay, great. So, this is what you guys have been waiting for. Let us do it! Hi guys, welcome to another story time. If you are new here, my name is Rasmus-Gold and I call myself the original Barbie doll from birth, and over here we're like everything beautiful, fabulous. One of the things that you guys absolutely know that I love is doing a vlog for you guys, because I love taking you guys with me whenever I do cool stuff. But on today's video, we're really tapping into a story time, because I know that you guys love it when I tell you about all of the mistakes that I've made in my past and probably still going to make. So welcome guys to another beautiful video, a story time. How are you guys, my little doobies? And if you are new here, please make sure that you comment, like, and subscribe. Being part of this family will mean the world to me, because according to me, this is a safe space for everyone. So even when I tell you the things that I got up to in my youth, oh my goodness, I feel so old. But even if I tell you the things that I got up to that is probably deemed as wrong, you guys are entertained by that. So I mean, and today I'm like, what is something that I have learned from and I feel comfortable enough to share with you guys? And that is, 1, a homosexual experience, 2, being with an after 9 guy. But just now imagine it, guys. Someone is a homosexual and someone is an after 9, and you merge that together. What is that? That is a recipe for disaster. Also, my nails, it's disgusting. Ignore that, guys, please. Please ignore that. Let's focus on what I'm about to share with you guys right now. So, yeah, guys, before I can start off this video, I just need to tap into as to how society is defining a homosexual. So basically, a homosexual is a man that is a homosexual, or it can even be a heterosexual that is basically a hobo. So they don't have a permanent residence, they date people or use sex, right, as a tool to stay for someone for free. Usually these guys are, you know, your muscly guys, beautiful men. These are gorgeous men, and I think a lot of you guys have dated probably a homosexual in your life. So hobo-sexual, merge the word together, homosexual. And then down low man. So a man on the down low is a man that is not ready to come out of the closet. So with such men, they have sexual encounters with everyone that forms part of the LGBTI, because remember there's a lot of sexualities, and then also with your heterosexual woman. So merge this together. This man is homosexual and then he's on the down low. This story time will have you on your feet. Please make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Guys, we need to grow the channel to make sure we get at least to 2K subscribers. So yeah, let's start this off. Believe everything we have less. We young and naive of me to think she was from your past. Silly of me to dream. I need to lubricate my throat when I tap into this. This Tyler Stanley cup is the bomb. Anyway, so this story time occurred around 2019 to 2020, right? So if you are watching this story and you've never been in Johannesburg, let me just paint the scene for you. Just a disclaimer also, guys. For me, myself, and I have no empathy towards men that are on the down low. Specifically men that know that they are gay and they go out there and use women as a cover for their escapades. Who use women as a cover because they want to be perceived as straight. I definitely understand there are circumstances where men who's on the down low, or rather in the closet, where they can't come out, maybe because of religious reasons, and I'm not here to say what is right or what is wrong, but if they are in the closet and they know they are gay and what time they're going to go out, and that's their journey. So with that, I understand 100% and I empathize with them, but I'm specifically making reference to men that are on the down low because they want to be perceived. They know they're gay. Let's just get that out of the way. They know they're gay and they want to be perceived as straight, and because of that, what they're ultimately doing is they're using women as a cover-ups. The health risk alone is very disturbing. And also what they are doing is they are so selfish in their pursuit because they enjoy the privileges of sleeping with other men and they're tapping into their fantasies, and then they come back to women doing whatever they're doing with that woman, knowing very well that they are not there 100%. So with that, I'm not in agreement with. So even when I tell the story and I may be laughing and I may make a joke or two, or I may be thrilled by some of the things that I've experienced or participated in, but honestly speaking, guys, I don't empathize with those men and for how they go about hurting other women. So what is it that I like? And I'm one person, I feel like I've fed into this demon, I fed into this narrative, and I enjoyed also with being with this man, because these men tend to be the men that you will never think that they are sleeping with other men. And honestly speaking, the thrill of it, like, oh my goodness, when you know that you are fooling around with another man and society thinks this man is straight. I don't know what that is called, but that is also something wrong 100%. So I really don't want you guys to think when I start to tell the story, this means that I promote this sort of behavior. I definitely do not. And I have seen how such men move through society and affecting so many lives, because you are over here doing all of those things knowing very well that you are gay. So yeah, now that I have that out of the way, now let's tap into my story. Okay, so with this story, it is situated in Johannesburg. That's where I'm from, if you do not know. And with me as a young, beautiful gay man.
I love your confidence.
I have confidence, guys. Let's not forget that. And with me as a young gay man who was single at the time, and a super socialite. And when I say super socialite, I was out every weekend. I had a lot of acquaintances that, you know, okay, it's Friday, I'm gonna call up someone to find out what we are doing. So with this specific group of friends that I had at the time, we have then decided, okay, this Sunday, I think it was around the 15th of that month, we said, this Sunday, we are going to go out. The first stop was Altitude Beach. I'm going to make sure that I insert a picture. And then we're going to end the night off in Maboneng at Shakers. So if you know what Shakers is about, then you know that Shakers at the time, because this happened around 2019, 2020, just before lockdown. Around that time, we know that on a Sunday, Shakers, it's for the gays. And that is a perfect breeding ground for after 9 men. And so anyways, I was wearing this two-piece. Oh, it was a beautiful summer's day. I remember this day like yesterday. I was wearing a black mesh top with leather shorts, right? And I even had like a plastic belt. I hope I have a picture. I will insert the picture just so you guys can see. And I was so skinny. Oh my goodness, I was skinny. Call me the faith and get it off the gays. I looked hot, guys. That's the style at the time, guys. So please also, when I insert the picture, don't judge me. So me and my crew, we went out. We went to Altitude Beach. So as we got to Altitude Beach, this man is just chilling there with his friends. So I don't know the situation with him and his crew, but as me and my friends come out. Also, another thing, guys, if you are new here and you do not know what the things that I do for a living, I am a runway coach. So I know when to bring the walk to the Naomi Campbell walk. Naomi Campbell walk. As I stepped into Altitude Beach, also my skin that specific day, there was this product that Fading Katie was selling at the time. It was like a skin shimmery thing. My skin was literally layered with that thing, because I recall I purchased that, and as I was walking in, my skin was glistening. And then I had that walk. So there's no way, according to me, there's no way that man couldn't see me. The man was chilling over there with his crew, and because I'm such a flirt, I pretended not to see him. Anyway, as the night progresses and the day, because that was a day vibe, as the day progresses and we're busy drinking, it was just me and my crew. We were nice, we were dancing. What a day. So I recall around 5:30 to 6, the man steps over to me and my crew. And as they step over to me and my crew, they're like, "Hey, how are you guys doing? What's your name?" And because really, guys, I'm one person when I go out, I will dance. I'm not going to be one person who's going to stand in the corner. I am there to have fun. And one of the things that I love, shots. The shots will come. Let me get back to the story. And I was really having fun with my crew, and I actually forgot about this man, but I do recall that he was staring at me and my crew. But also because I'm with a bunch of beautiful gay men, so he can look at any of us. So now we're having fun. So now he's coming over and he's making small chat with me, and we're just having and we're just communicating. And then it's like, "Oh yeah, where are you guys going?" And we're like, "Okay, we are going to go to Shakers in Mabanang." And it's like, "Okay." And I asked him, like, "Have you been here before?" At the time, guys, I thought he's never been at Shakers because I've never seen him there. Because I was staying in Marshalltown at the time, so I was a regular at this establishment. But also another thing about me is whenever I go out, my focus is rarely on other people. I just focus on me and my crew, you know? So then it's like, "Oh yeah, he knows." And he's like, "Okay, can we then go? Can we meet there later on?" And I said, "Okay, no problem, cool." And then he's like, "Okay, what do you guys drink?" And then I'm like, "Okay, this is what we're drinking." And it's like, "Okay, it's fine." Then this nigger sends a bottle over to our table.
And a large.
You got money. He got money. Get it all for him.
And guys, if you know me, I love freebies, so you're gonna give me or you're gonna send something to my table, you're gonna make me excited. He sends a bottle to my table, and there was a bottle of vodka. He sends it to our table. I'm like, great. And then he sends a tray of shots. So also just to give you guys context, it was me and 3 other guys, so we're only 4. He sends a tray of 30 shots to my table. And I'm like, "Okay, who's this boy?" In my head, I'm already thinking, this man got money. This man is rich. Because a bottle, and especially at Johannesburg establishments, these establishments have ridiculous prices. Anyways, it is what it is. Me and my friends were chilling, and then we like, and I'm just looking at this guy, and I'm like, "Yes, baby boy, we will meet later at Shakers." So it's fine. The night proceeds, and we conclude our night around 8, and then he follows afterwards with his crew. So they got there. But remember, at the time, according to me, this guy is out because he's sending a bottle. He's sending shots. And it's a vibe, right? And the conversation now is that he and his crew, they're going to follow us. Hi, guys. This guy arrives alone. His crew is nowhere inside. I'm like, this is weird. I'm like, "So where's your crew?" And he's like, no, my friend's there to go to work. They've worked the following day, so they won't be able to join us, but I wanted to be here. And I'm just thinking, this man is into me. He's so into me. I'm like, okay, this is great. Guys, there's a lot that I have to unpack with this story. And there's a lot of things that up until today is just confusing me to hell and back. So anyway, so now me and my crew were there because he arrived about 15 to 20 minutes later. So me and my crew, we've already ordered. So he got there and I think he took a 6-pack of some beer because we really were drinking like heavy stuff earlier on. So now the night is going on and then baby boy is just around me. He's just talking and he's just like my number and blah, 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 blah. And then it's cool. This man, like after he finishes alcohol, then he said to me like, listen, he's going to head up. He gives me a hug. Nothing. There was no thing as even him asking for sex or he feels that because he got us drinks, he needs to sleep with one of us or me in particular. That was not even the case. He then got up, he left the establishment and he went home, but we did exchange numbers, right? So now this is a Monday. The Monday, because I was working from the office every day at the time, so I wasn't on a hybrid schedule. So what then ultimately happened, He then texted me the same evening saying, hi, this is, okay, let's just call him Sipo. So it's like, hi, this is Sipo. I've arrived home safely. I hope you guys are enjoying the evening. We'll check in during the course of the week. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is a man. And guys, with me, myself, and I am a lover girl. I love relationships. I love love. So I'm just like, my spell of being single is over. So I'm like, oh, thank you so much for texting me. And then we concluded the night. So I went home and that was a wrap. So now this is the Monday. I went to work. Straight from work, what then ultimately happened was he then sent me a text during the course of the day. I think it was like during my lunch, and I was so sick. I really just needed to sleep, guys. And then it's like, hi, how are you doing? What are you doing today? And then I'm like, oh, my friends texted that they wanted to do Mohodo Monday. And I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm tired. I just need to. The thing about alcohol is what you also need to do is that it ruins your entire schedule for that week or just the plans, because you need to take days off to recover. But yeah, I am so excited to see this man because this man is hot, tall. This is a giant. If I had boobs, I would have done this. So you guys can understand and get the picture, the excitement. So, and I'm like, no, I really just need to sleep. And then I slept that Monday. The Tuesday morning, he's like, yo, what are you doing today? He's like, I need to see you. And then I'm like, okay, we can do something today. So then we then made plans, and it's like, oh, what do you want to do? Guys, first things first, I have no idea why I even felt comfortable with opening my doors to this man. Because if you are going to be dating someone, are you not supposed to go on a date that's not at your place? And this man was to me, are you gonna cook for us? And you're gonna do this for us? And I'm like, don't know how to cook. Guys, I do not know how to cook. If you want me to cook for you, you are signing up to die. You genuinely want to die, okay? So I'm like, no, I am the worst cook ever. Then it's like, okay, can I pull up? Because I really want to see you. And it's like, I can pull up with some takeouts. And I'm like, okay, great. So I came from work the Tuesday now. So then we've decided that he's going to come visit me. He's going to come with takeouts because I can't cook and I'm not going to cook. And I also needed to fix my place. Sorry for that. I also need to fix my place because even Monday and Tuesday, my place was messy because I was going out. So now he comes through the Tuesday and he pulls up around 6:30 to 7. And this was really a good chat. The excitement was there. He's telling me more about himself. Once again, I do not know why I invited this guy to my place. I don't even have an answer. And I'm not even going to make an excuse because what the fuck was I thinking? Why would I say come? And why would I feel comfortable to invite a stranger into my personal space? Fine. He comes through. We're now chilling and we had takeouts. And we're listening to music. Because I had a little Bluetooth speaker at my previous place. So he was connecting his phone and really like the music that he was playing. The ambience, it was giving. And I remember my late friend, I was texting him when I said to him, girl, and I sent him pictures and I'm like, girl, this man, he's gonna steal my heart. And I said, give me 3 days, I'm gonna get married to this man. I'm like, this man is the love of my life. Anyways, so then we are chatting. Like that first interaction really went well. This is now the Tuesday, day 2. And after that evening, we really were kissing. Nothing really happened. And then he said to me, oh, do you mind if I sleep over? And he said, I don't expect sex. I don't expect anything. And now this is now heading towards 11 to 12. And then I'm like, no, you can't because I have work tomorrow. And then it's like, okay, cool. And then it's like, but I want to see you tomorrow. And I'm like, great. I don't have a problem. But I was really stuck with the fantasy of this man wants to see me, this man wants to spend time with me. I don't know why at that time I couldn't see through the I'm gonna come back here tomorrow conversation. Because he should have then offered me to go to his place, but that did not occur. And I went to work, was so excited, I was finishing up, came back home, baby boy, but then this time now, this was the Wednesday, I did not find that, listen, I may not be the best cook, but I'm gonna make some, spaghetti and mince, that standard dish that everyone can make. I then made that dish, and then he came through, and he came with a bottle of wine, and then this was nice. It went nice again. Still, Wednesday, we did not do anything. And guys, for me, this means this man, one, he knows what I'm about. Two, he is not the type that wants to take advantage of me. In my head, this guy's laying the proper foundation for me. And unbeknownst to me, he was literally setting a trap or creating hope in my head for what we can possibly become. And if any red flags were to surface, I will look over them, because he was so good with that. Anyways, so now this is the Wednesday, and he came through a bottle of wine, and I made food, and we're just eating it. Once again, the music, guys, we didn't even watch TV, we were listening to music. It was just amazing. Baby boy went to take a shower at my place, and he came with a bag. But I thought, guys, please give me credit, I just thought, I don't even know how my demeanor is changing. I just thought that he was sleeping over. So he went to take a shower, and then I don't know what happened for my eyes to lay in that bag. And in that bag I saw clothes, and it was two outfits. Or was it two, or was it three? But there were outfits there that gives an indication that, hey, I will be here for more than this specific day. And then he was like to me, oh yeah, anyways, like I'm working a different shift. And then he explained the job that I was doing at the time, and then he is off to what days. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm like to him, like, listen, I'm going to work tomorrow, so you need to be out. Then he's like, okay, cool. We're talking, and then the morning of, he was like, oh babe, do you mind, like, if I can just crash you today? And then he said, like, and he showed me a text, like, a pipe burst in my place. They need to send, what do you call those services where they need to dry up your place? Luckily, nothing was damaged. The landlord is gonna come. He spilled a story along those lines, and I'm like, okay, I have to go to work. So from the way, it's now the Thursday. He was sleeping there. I got home, he was cooking. And one of the dangers of that you guys need to understand, in Johannesburg, people will steal. You will come back to your place, you will not have any furniture. And I trusted this man. I trusted this man to stay at my place because he gave me this weird lie story. And I also think the morning of, I wasn't in the mood to come up with excuses or be like, get out of my place. Because this man was really making me feel like there's a possibility of us building something. And really, guys, also to be desperate for a relationship, because there's how I'm looking at it, really can ruin your perspective. Because with me, my guard is always up. You cannot scare me. That is something that will never happen. The guy's at my place now the Thursday. I come from work. He's still there. The first thing that came up is like, oh babe, I don't know when they will be finishing up at my place. You don't mind if I crash you again tonight? And I was like, girl. Girl. So now, this man sent a bottle to me. Sent shorts to me and my friends on Sunday. Right. Tuesday, he comes with takeouts. Wednesday, he comes with a bottle. That does not say brokey. It doesn't say brokey and it's not alarming. And he showed me a message to say that, hey, my place is flooded. Rasmus, darling. Then he sleeps over. Now it's Friday. It is Friday. I'm calling my friend from work and I'm like, friend, this is what is happening. Like, what's going on? And my friend is saying, no, this is weird. And then my friend is saying, we haven't really done proper research on this guy. We only know what he told us and we've seen social media, and social media does not give you the story behind a picture. My friend's like, let us do our research. This nigga is still at my place. Please don't judge me. I don't have a father. Please don't judge me. I don't have a father. So then, the Friday I was like to him, hey, and then my friend was like, you need to spin a story. Then I got to my place and I'm like, hey, you can't sleep here. Me and my friends, we have to do something, blah, 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 blah. And some of my friends are coming. I just came up with some random story and that is how he left the place, right? So he left my place based on that story. And now we're also investigating, right? And I'm just keeping this relationship surface level. Because now I'm confused. This guy wants to sleep at my place. Because the reality is, I'm just like, where's your friends? Where's the crew? If you have the situation where you can't occupy your place, you're supposed to go to your friends. Anyways, so baby was like, oh yeah, babe, can I come on Saturday? Can we just chill here? I'm like, I will get back to you. So luckily in Joburg, not everything remains concealed. I then got information. So the Friday before he left, before I could tell him the story of why he can't sleep over for Friday, he then tells me, oh yeah, babe, as we are pursuing this thing, something that I need to tell you is that I am not out. Not a lot of people know that I am gay, so can you please just keep this between us? So now there's a big question mark, because one, you came to me, meet up with me at Shakers, you came without your friends, so what's up with you now saying what else is happening between us? So it's like, yeah, I also don't like social media relationships, I don't want to post. This thing is, oh my goodness, like, there's a freaking flyer. That's a freaking fly. I hope you guys saw that, because that fly was flying in front of my camera. I need to kill it. Oh, goodness. This reminds me of them having the massive story. Anyway, Doomy's not paying me, so I'm not gonna put them here in this video and endorse that product. Freaking imagine. Where did I leave the story up? So yeah, then he was now telling me that like he doesn't like social media relationships and we need to keep whatever's happening between us, because he is not out. And also another thing that he told me was that I saw you and I fell for you immediately. And he said like, there's just something about you that made me tap into something that I've never tapped into, which is dating the same sex, because he has never done it before. This is the story that I'm getting, and I'm like, okay, cool. I was on this high and I was talking to this guy all the time and he was feeding into my delusions. But the reality of it all was, I just needed to get to a point where I look into this guy beyond what, or beyond the narration that I'm being fed. And that is what then happened. Sent a few pictures to a few people and my sources came back to me. They're like, oh yeah, no, we know this guy. It's like, he's always the Checkers. What do you mean always? And where am I and why am I not saying this? They're like, no, this guy's always a Checkers. This guy is hobosexual. And this nigga likes gays that are independent. And with me, guys, I will never disclose where I work or what I do. I will always just say, this is what I do. Even up until now, that man probably doesn't know what I'm doing for a living. And after I heard that, like, okay, this guy is a guy that is definitely popular in the community. He takes advantage of the gays. And one, he will sleep at your place for free. So then, after I found out, I'm like, okay, I need to then have a conversation with this guy, because what I was told and what he tells me, it just does not gel.
The lies. There you go. This bitch. I'm telling you. Try.
For the Friday and the Saturday, I was making excuses not to see him. Then, the Sunday morning before I could see him, he was like to me, hi, I'm struggling to log onto my app. Can you please buy me airtime? And I'm like, oh, what do you mean? He said, can you please buy me airtime? I'm going to refund you. Guys, a man that asks airtime from me is a man that will never in his life date me. Because those are like some of the smallest essentials that you're supposed to take care of. And if you know someone for a freaking week or a few days, why are you not going to your community that you had before me? But in that moment, I was like thinking to myself, okay, maybe I just really need to not overthink this, because he's unable to log into his app and the Wi-Fi is off, whatever story they spun me. So now the next thing was, okay, we then said, okay, there was this restaurant thing called in Mabuneng that was called Pata Pata. And I said, I want muhodo, I want like a home meal, right? Then he said, okay, yeah, babe, let's go to Pata Pata. According to me, it's either we split the bill or he will take care of it. Because, I mean, this is a man who'd send a bottle to me. But anyways, let me go into this, because I just wanted to share another thing. And then, before we get to Pata Pata, then he was like, oh, babe, do you mind requesting for me? I'm like, what's going on? Then he's like, oh, my phone is acting up today. Also, another thing is, not that I am looking down on any phone, was that specific Sunday, he had I don't think we had the Pro Maxes at the time, or was the Pro Maxes but he had the top of the range iPhone at the time. And I recall I had the iPhone 8 Plus, rose gold. Oh, my phone was stolen in Melville. RIP to that phone. Pickpocketed. A story for another day. Then he said he had a top of the range phone at the time. And I recall I had an iPhone 8 Plus. So his phone was probably just like a notch up, or maybe two levels up. So that was the phone that I saw that specific Sunday when he was the main man. But when I met up with him the Tuesday, he had a phone that was lower than mine. I probably think it was like a 6 what. So I think that is also what made me question him. I'm like, but where is this phone? But I also wasn't going to ask this man, where is your expensive iPhone? But I just was not familiar with this man's game. I was like, can you please request me, babe, you know I'm going to sort you out. Then I requested him. He gets to Pata Pata. We get a bottle. We had like, I think dumplings, mohodo, and it was amazing. So at Pata Pata, because it's an African cuisine restaurant, there are these lambs on the table, nice chairs, and me and him, we were just like having the time of our lives, right? And for me, was to get proper confirmation as to who he is, so I can conclude that. So we're having a conversation, and I am not coming to the table with opening my big mouth and say, listen, sir, I don't think this is gonna work between us. I'm just like, oh my freaking goodness, how do I break the information that I heard about him and what he's gonna say? Anyways, I didn't disclose anything that I've heard. Because remember, I needed to tell this guy what he is about and what I've heard, and to make sure that why are these stories not aligning. So then it's time to pay, right? And then I'm like, no, we both gonna pay, right? And then he said, oh, wait, can you please just take care of this? Like, I'm gonna refund you. I am waiting for an invoice to clear. This man, guys, according to me, is not entrepreneurial. He has a full-time job, but he has an interesting title. Because remember, with gays or with Joburg people, we all have these top-level executive what positions. And I'm like, invoice to clear. And he's like, yeah, like it's just some project that I'm busy with. I think the bill was, because we really didn't drink a lot, we just had our meals and we had the specific bottle. And he had a starter, mind you. So for me, I was like, okay, this man is probably going to take care of this bill because he's ordering based on what he can afford. What then happened was he said then, like, can you please pay the bill? Already now I'm pissed because, like, I'm not doing this and you're not gonna scare me. But then I was like, okay, I'm gonna pay the bill. So I said, okay, you can bring the card machine. This is not the perfect time for me to check into what the fuck is going on here, because I'm not gonna sign up to date anyone that now is going to be dependent on me. Because the reality is that, one, I needed to buy airtime, I needed to pay for this food right now, and also pay for your Uber. How are you gonna get home? You were squatting at my place, and yes, for the first base of the relationship, whatever we had, I'm not even gonna call it a relationship, you were basically giving this thing. So then I'm like to him, listen, I ask around about you, and I wanted to find out, like, is this true what you are telling me? And I asked him about one, I hear you quite regular checkers, like you told me that it was your first time there, but gays know you. And then he's like, yeah, like I have a familiar face, people know me, people think they know me, but they don't. And I'm like, I'm an attractive man, and you know what, gay men, they would want me. So then I said, okay, then I hear you, and I'm going to give you that, but I want to know, people are saying, the streets are talking that you are one person, that you are a squatter. But I recall I said it in such a beautiful way because I didn't want to insult him. He was like, yeah, like the place that I stay at, you genuinely think that I would want to squat because he said, I stay in Four Ways and you stay in Marshalltown. So why would I want to squat at your place? Because this man is so smooth. This man is so smooth with his lies. You can see this is an industry expert. And he's saying to me, so why would I want to then come sleep at your place when I stay in Four Ways? And he said, like, we can even go to my place right now. So, okay, I'm like, no, there's no need. And then he proceeded to say that, like, yes, there's things that I haven't disclosed to you, but I will, and I can tell you right now, but it is because, like, I am going through this journey. And I'm like, so then what is it? This man, because he is now so emotional, then proceeds to tell me that, hey, the only reason why I did not wanted you to come to my place is because I don't stay alone. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I have a roommate and my roommate doesn't know that I am gay. So that is the only reason, because the place that we share is about 14k per month. So we're just splitting that bill, and I am originally from KZN. And if you know me, I love a Zulu man. But anyways, then he says like, yeah, because of that and because of whatever we're having, we want to make sure I keep this to ourselves and we immerse ourselves in our love. Guys, I was just like, okay, it's fine. And I'm like, okay, I have to go. Luckily, my friends were like, okay, we are Shakers, you want to come through again? I'm like, I'm going to go to my friends. And he's like, oh, can I come with you guys? I'm like, I don't think it's a perfect time because I have a lot to think about what you just told me. And based on what I've heard and what you're telling me, it's obviously two different narratives, and I really want to be with my friends alone. Then he's like, okay, it's cool, I'm gonna go then. So then he requested home. But guys, what I saw is he requested home, so you're supposed to request a voice. You know, I am someone who likes things. When I looked into his phone, I saw this man is not requesting to a voice. He's requesting to like a random place, but that was definitely not voice. I pretended not to see. It's fine. So he went wherever he went and I went wherever I went. Guys, that Monday morning when I woke up, come to find out that there's one, he is from KZN, but these smaller towns in KZN, I don't know if it's Pietermaritzburg, but somewhere it's like a town around Pietermaritzburg. I really don't recall the exact place, but come to find out that this man lives with his child and girlfriend in a small town somewhere in KZN, and he really does live here and he does share accommodation with someone, but that is not a case of he shares accommodation with a friend. Basically, you know, like how people can just look for people to split rent with. It's an arrangement like that, and it is basically also just in a bachelor's, you know, those bachelors where it has a partition, so you sleep there and I sleep there in the lounge, because those sleeper couches like that, right? It is like that, and because of that arrangement and living in such a dodgy place that he's living at, he basically likes staying at people's places for weeks on end. Whoever he dates or that he can share sexual advances with, he will stay there for like months on end, and he is known for doing this. So whenever he's going home, he basically goes back to that place that he's squatting with that other person, and when he goes to KZN, he goes back to his girlfriend. So also, this man doesn't have a job. He doesn't have a job. He gets money from other men. And I'm just thinking, at the time when we were together also, he did make mention that, or not make mention, but he did suggest that we don't use protection. And honestly, one thing about me and what I've learned about being with up to 9 men is that you don't do that. That is somewhere that I wasn't going to go. And I think also is one of the reasons why I got onto prep, because I knew how men are. And especially after 9 men are, because you would assume someone isn't, but then they are. And this man was like, no man, like, don't you trust me? You cannot tell me that bullshit. For me, you cannot tell me those stories. I don't play that game of don't you trust me. I will answer you straightforward. Yes, I don't trust you. Yes, I don't know you. Because if you were to say, no, I don't trust you, then you now need to come up with a story to show this man why you trust him and why you're just not ready to not use protection. And I was like, no. And I was 100% on prep at the time. And I said, no, we're not going to do this, because except HIV, what are the other STIs that you can possibly get? And I was like to him, no. Me, myself, and I don't trust you. I don't know you. When we get to the point where we're going to get to not use protection, it's going to be that hallelujah moment. But for now, I'm not going to do that. So he just kept on pressing that we shouldn't do that. And the moral of the story when it comes to this is that, guys, please go through your boyfriend's phones. There's no such thing as no, you don't trust me. Trust is just a concept that people have created to get away with a lot of bull. When it comes to trust, I need to be able to know that, like, I can pick up your phone right now and I'm not going to find something scary. Because this man is putting, if I wasn't on prep, putting my health at risk, his own health at risk, which he doesn't care about, and the girlfriend and the child's health at risk. So there's so many things. And the reality about this is that this man, you have a girlfriend at home. As much as you can get medication, I mean, like, HIV is not a death sentence, but there are other STIs that you also need to consider. Yes, you can get onto medication to get rid of this STI, but in the long term, there are STIs that can affect and bring fertility issues to women. There's other STIs that you cannot get rid of even if you are on medication. So that on its own is just so dangerous. So if you are going to connect with a hobosexual, you are already at risk, because I knew this man for the amount of days, not even knew, this man fed me what he wanted to give me, and now you already didn't want to use protection. Already that was scary on its own. So how many gays that he interacted with was then succumb to that pressure, and then they allowed that man not to use protection? For me, that is already scary on its own. And I'm gonna take fault for this one thing though, because it is people like me that go ahead with dating these after 9 men or DownLow men or whatever you're gonna call them, and feeding into the fantasies that they want to explore sexually, and being thrilled by this, that ultimately tell these guys, oh yeah, what you're doing is fine, because sometimes we would know there's girlfriends and then we will still go on and date these men. And because of that, I just felt like, at that point in time, I just felt like I will no longer be part of that. And I kid you guys not, that was the last time I ever dated a man that was an after 9. And that was the end of me, because I just needed to get to a place in my life where I was going to date people that was for me. Someone that was going to protect me mentally and wasn't going to see what they can get from me. And for me, guys, that was such a rude awakening. And how I ended that relationship with that guy was like, listen, I sent him the screenshots that I got, and I told him, I said, listen, I don't think this is for me and you. This is the reality, and whatever you're doing, there will be people that's there for you. And lo and behold, not even a month later, I went to Shakers. I saw him with a group of other guys. The only reason why I didn't see him, or my eyes was never on him, was because it wasn't our time. God never curated a plan for me to have experienced him or be exposed to him. So, but now I know him, I literally started to see him everywhere. And that is just the gist of my interaction. And what I've also learned about him buying the bottles is because he got the money from one of his other boyfriends, and that is why I was able to spend that money on me and my crew that specific day, or come with takeouts, or come with a bottle of wine that makes him look well established, because there's other gay men that's gonna show up for you and it's gonna buy you those things, which I am not gonna comment on, because people can do whatever they want to do with their money. But for me, I wasn't gonna do that. And when that occurred, he really was able to paint a picture for me and for me to trust him. Justified that, like, his other boyfriends are spoiling him. He's able to look the way he's looking is because of that. To find out also the phone that he was using that day was his friend's phone. So guys, I really need us to get to a point in our lives where self-love is key. Choose yourself, because choosing these men and overlooking the red flags that I myself overlooked can really ruin your life. Can really ruin your life. Don't be desperate. Get to a place of self-love and dodge. Dodge, my sister, dodge. Because these men, they will ruin you. They will ruin you. And don't fall prey to the don't you trust me narrative, please. But anyway, guys, that's the gist of it all. That's the end of the story. Thank you so much. If you are still here, guys, please do not forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Let us grow the family. Share the video. And you know, I got a lot more where this was coming from. So please be tuned into this channel. Many more great things are coming. Crisp vlogs. You guys know how we do on this channel. We deliver 4K. We enjoy ourselves. We live in the moment. This is where it's at, my UB doobies. Okay. From me, Rasmus-Gold, the original Barbie doll. Thank you so much for keeping the channel alive and for subscribing. From me, bye-bye.